How we doing today, man? We are, kind of a bittersweet day because I did just open my obviously free Discord. The link is in the bio of this or description of this video. It's gonna be in the description of my YouTube channel as well. Now, I also have a TikTok. I haven't been posted on there, but I made that account too. You can follow me there if you want. Just wanted to say that at the beginning of the video because all of that stuff's new, and that's one step that I wanted to take because I know I want to start doing more like that, right? Building a community off of just YouTube where I can live trade. I'll probably live trade. I'll try and live trade at least twice a week, maybe every day, but at least twice a week on there, just to kind of keep myself accountable. So, maybe I don't do as dumb of stuff, but today was a losing day in the market, and we'll go over that. But yeah, in terms of Discord, I'm not making it for you guys to come and be my coach. That's not the point. I'm all for advice, but I'm not making this so that every single person comes and starts DMing me and starts, all these things. I didn't make it to find a mentor. If I wanted a mentor, I would go and pay someone that I follow on Twitter or watch on YouTube, okay? I just want to make that clear. It's nothing against you guys. I'm trying to build a community of people, uplifting community that we all are working. We're all going after this, right? I'm not looking for a coach. I'm not looking for you guys to come in here and flex on other people and talk about how good you are and how perfect you are. I'm trying to build something that we can all learn. We can all get better, but we're not here to just, I don't need a coach. That's basically what I'm saying. I want to build a community. I don't want to build coaches to come look for me because I don't need a coach. I don't need a coach. If I want one, I'll go and find someone that I see online, and again, I'm all for advice and stuff like that. But again, if every single person, you guys have to realize the position that I'm in. I get 100 messages, DMs, people reaching out to try and give me different advice. If I listen to everything, I'll be listening. I don't know what I would be doing because I'll be listening to a million different things. That being said, man, let's get into this today. We took 3 trades, and we could have been done for the day earlier in the day. We'll kind of go over this. The first trade I took, right, we saw this trade here, this 2-minute inverse, and I didn't take it. I didn't take it just because, I don't know. I didn't take it, and that was fine. We didn't take the trade. And we failed to take out the high. We failed to take out this high. We failed to take out this high, these highs here. We have these equal highs, these highs. We have a lot of low resistance liquidity that I wanted to see even from yesterday. And then we got a 1 minute, 1 minute inversion right here. And we instantly lost within seconds $100, $109. I end up making that money back on a short right when we closed below here. Or right when we closed below this, I got in short, and I was targeting these lows right here. This trade, I want to pull up both these trades and kind of go over them because obviously a mistake that I make a lot happened again. So we lose $100 on this trade instantly, pretty much. So we get in and we just instantly draw down, instantly lose. I'm glad that I had my stop a little bit tighter just so we didn't lose everything once there. Lost 100. Cool, right? Onto the next trade. What do? We go and we get in. And we get into the trade. And we get into market right here. Our stop loss was up right up here. We needed to be really tight. We couldn't afford to lose another 100. Or we could, right? But we couldn't really. It couldn't get back up here, basically. Stop loss. I had my take profit where I was trying to figure out where I needed the market to go to be even on the day. And that was my break-even point right there. So I went break-even. When we swept out this low, I wanted to see it flush through. Couldn't lose on this trade now. And then when it hit the blue line, I decided to put my stop loss there so that I could be back even on the day. Why am I making this mistake? Because obviously my account is in such a deep drawdown. It's hard for me to trade when I'm in this drawdown. Now we lost 200 today. Our account is really on the ropes here. We only have $220. I guess I'm going to try and trade with it for real, but I think what I might do is I might just go in with 5 micros on my next trade. Try and get a really tight stop loss and try and just hold to make. I don't even know. Maybe just I might even just go with, I don't know, 5 micros to a full contract. I might just pretty much full leverage. I mean, because I have one more trade in a sense. Like I lost 200 on the trade today anyway, so I might as well just go in heavier size and just try and get a buffer back if I can. And so that was that, right? If we wouldn't have taken profit around here and we would have held, I remember distinctly we would have made to this low 134 points. So we would have made 270. So we would have made $170 on the day. We would have locked the account and it would have been a pretty nice day. But because I was down and I was focused on only the money I was down and not anything else, I decided to, on the one time where price actually ran efficiently today, I got out of the trade and covered my loss, which is something I do all the time. After that point, we came down, we had swept the low, we reswept here, we made this change in state delivery right here, we traded back to it when we were trending up. I wanted to see more confirmation, and I wanted to see these 5-minute gaps inverse, and I wanted to see the 3-minute gap inverse, which I really liked, and it was good. I liked this trade, and it just didn't work out, and it was frustrating, like really, really frustrating. It just seems like I ended up taking on ES to have better risk, but I ended up losing, and we'll just kind of pull up the recording, man. And I'll kind of walk you guys through what I was feeling because it's really a frustrating experience on these markets. I was in the trade, and it was just instantly against me right there. I got a bad fill on it. I kind of hesitated. I didn't know which market I was going to trade on. But we were down. I mean, I thought I was going to lose. I had to call my mom just to kind of try and distract myself and just let the trade play out. And the things I was repeating to her, I wasn't even really talking. I just told her I needed to be on a call and just so I don't just close the trade or so I can hold it right. I just need to kind of talk through something or talk through the trade because it's frustrating. And I wasn't even really talking to her. I was just like, look, I just needs to vent. I just need to just talk about like just whatever I'm feeling. And I was just repeating how it just feels like if I close the trade early, it wins, kind of like the trade today, right? Where the trade that I closed early to just cover my loss, that one ends up going perfectly. And then it seems like when I, trade, so when it's like, okay, so when I have a trade, when I'm in a trade that I close early for whatever reason or go to break even early, it seems to work really well. And look at this right here. I should have, this was random, and on NQ it was a 200-point move, on ES it was less. We randomly, right at 11 o'clock opens right here in 18 seconds, randomly the market just rips. I should have known that it was going to reverse. It always reverses after it does that. It's not going to just run my take profits, but I was really hopeful, and let's watch this again. It's going to happen in 3 seconds. Literally, as soon as 11 o'clock opens, we rip straight up, and we went from down 160 to positive, and I could have gone break even. I could have closed the trade. I could have done all this stuff, but I wanted to not do it. I wanted to finally hold the trade. And if it would have hit my break even point right here, I would have gone break even. I wanted to finally do it. And after seeing this wick, I really was like, I should just close this. I've seen this story a million times. It's not going to go back up when you get a nasty wick. But then it kind of pumped a little bit there. I was like, okay, this still could be good. But then when we made this big wick, I know I've seen this story a million times. It's going to come back down. I'm going to lose. And I knew I was going to lose. And at this point, I genuinely knew I was going to lose this trade. I didn't think there was any way it could win after this, but I couldn't get myself to just close the trade. And I shouldn't close the trade because it didn't it didn't invalidate my confluences here. We were getting a nice reaction, but just based on experience, I knew that this trade was just going to fail because of that reaction. But I was trying my best to hold, and it brings me back to the point of it just feels like I kept repeating on the phone. Anytime I close a trade early or second guess or go break even early, it always seems to be the one that runs and runs and runs and runs and runs. But then the ones that I try and hold, like this trade, just don't run, and they just don't play out, and they just don't work. Right? And they just don't work, and then they're the ones that fail, and I don't know, man. ends up just stopping me out here eventually, and loss limit on the day ends up just coming down, and it's really frustrating. And what is kind of I don't know what the word would be to call it, but if I would have limit ordered on the 3-minute inversion, if we would have waited to get filled down here and risked the same amount, we could have risked 41 points. We would have never been stopped out, and we would actually have just barely edged TP. And we wouldn't even need 40 points. We just need exactly we probably could just get that. And we would have hit TP. So it's kind of funny because, holding through this would not really make sense, but it would have worked. It's kind of just like a little, the market, the market just saying to you, right, a finger, give me a finger, and just kind of saying, or it just feels like the world is kind of just laughing at me in a way. I don't know. I don't understand. This is a good model. This is a good entry. Maybe not up here, right, where I got filled, but this is good. Sweeping out the low, re-sweeping this low, right? Getting a nice reaction. Inversing this 3-minute. Inversing all the 5-minute gaps right here. Holding this 5-minute fair value gap. We traded down to the 5-minute gap. Traded above. Closed above. Good entry. It's a good entry. I like that trade. It just didn't work well today. And it just seems like, I don't know why. It just seems like whatever I'm trying to do in my trading just for some reason just doesn't work. And like I said, I'll close the trades that run, right? On this 1-minute trade, I close the trades that run well right here. And then the trades I hold, like this one today, don't work, right? It's like a sick, twisted game that I can't seem to figure out. And I know my strategy works, right? Again, I don't need to argue with anyone in the comment section that thinks that I don't know what I'm doing or that my strategy doesn't work. I know it works. I know it worked. I don't need your opinion on if it does or doesn't work because I know it does, right? So it's not the strategy. It's just small things, man. This week sucked for me, if I'm being honest. If we look at the week here, negative 350. I'm low-key just full porting this account, full leverage. I'm gonna try and take a setup, but I'm just gonna full leverage it. Whatever the balance I have left, I'm gonna go aggressive, or maybe even just market open. I'm just gonna put a buy in or sell in. I don't know, on Monday, or wait till market opens on Sunday night. Right? Maybe we do. I'll tell you guys on Discord. I'll do a live stream for that if we're gonna do that. I don't know the plan, but I think I want to just get on a fresh account and just kind of have a fresh start. I think that this account's just been kind of a burden. It's been nice. We've learned a lot. We've had a lot of free trading basically. We haven't had to pay since here. We paid the $200 for this account. We got to get a lot of experience, but then February took a turn for the worse. March took a turn for the worse. March was a little bit better, actually. March was a pretty good month. But February was, March. Yeah, February was just a horrible month. Negative 800, and we just never really bounced back from that. We never bounced back from that, and unfortunately, looking like April's not going to be a great start to the month on this account. So, yeah, I think that we'll come in on Sunday at open and just see what happens if there's a gap or anything, and try and just catch something, right? Try and catch some move. Probably try and make, if I can make, I don't know, if I can full port and even make a few hundred, right? That'll be fine. Or maybe I just try and trade it normally, man. We have $200 of drawdown. Right, we'll just open the drawdown to 220. There's no reason to limit myself to 200. I don't know the plan on this account, but I kind of want to just either get it back up or kind of be done with it and just mentally refresh. It's hard to wake up to a balance like this every single morning, and I don't know. It's pretty tough. So my plan on the next account will be to. I think I want to come at things a little bit differently. I really like the 4-hour power of 3 model, and I kind of want to just start only trading that because I think it'll be nice to have something that's just kind of cut and dry, and not just random inversions. But like today, there wasn't really great for it. 4-hour power of 3. Like the guy that always posts about it, big char trades. He took like a long right here. I don't really love this long. I don't really love where he TP either. I guess he took profit data high. But it makes sense. Like there was a change of state delivery on the ES here. On the 1 minute right here, we had this, but like I don't know. I don't have confidence in that, but I haven't been also looking for that specifically. So, he took that. Other than that, there wasn't really a trade. Today was pretty choppy. And yeah, this is where we'd hit our take profit for sure. Yeah, we would have just hit take profit there if like we limit ordered this thing and just left our stop and hit a 1-to-1, like a miracle 1-to-1. Like it's just like, what is that? But like this is the price action that makes sense for me to lose on, man. This is the type of days that, you know, I take losses on. And I wonder if we get up to this high right here. 42 points. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even, I don't really know, man, where to feel, really, where it went wrong today. I mean, the way I held the trade, I like that I just held my stop loss and didn't just panic break even when this candle came up, even though like I knew we were probably screwed at this point, or didn't just close it for a small profit. Disappointed that I closed the one trade that could have won, but it's weird because I'm in a spot right now where I'm so close to just being consistent, and it looks like I'm far away, but I'm really so close to being where I want to be with my trading. Like I understand good setups and bad. It's just like my biggest problem is just really trusting it when I do get a good setup, when I do get prices start running. It's really hard for me to hold, like right here. Even though this isn't the best setup ever, the reason I like this trade is because it inversed this gap right here. Actually finally inverse, made an order block here. We had this fair value gap hold pretty much. We were selling off. We had some displacement. Boom, we close here. We get a nice break-even points, low resistance liquidity. Like this is a nice model. But what do? I get afraid. I'm afraid that I might lose. And I'm afraid to hold my stop loss. We had a beautiful, it was a tight stop loss because we couldn't afford to lose again because the candles, this is 50 points, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then our take profit would have been this low, right? And, you know, or we could take a profit here, whatever. And we could have just held this trade and we could have just been chilling and been like, okay, cool, get this candle, get this candle, get this candle, get this candle. Like no green candles against you. And it just works perfectly and it's a nice model and it works. But that's the trade that we don't hold our stop loss. And then on this one that we get wrecked on, we hold our stop loss. So it's just the inconsistency with my executions. It's just the fear of losing. It's not wanting to lose this account. And I think that's going to take me losing this account to kind of get over that fear of losing the account. If I have to go back to a combine, I have to go back to a combine, right? If I have to do whatever, I have to do whatever. I think I've been putting a lot of stress on keeping these combines just for the fact of right now I'm not really earning money. Besides my YouTube, I'm not earning money. My crypto, I was on. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, my crypto portfolio before everything started tanking was doing well, and that's where most of my money was. So I was really planning on that to be kind of keep me not alive, but like I probably had triple what I have. My crypto right now is down a lot, and I was up good. I probably should have just taken my money out of crypto. And now it's just like, what do you do, right? It's kind of like how I felt in this trade here, which like it's coming down. It's going to take some miracle to come back up, but it could. And I don't know what to do. Do I hold it or do I take what I have left? Or I don't know. Like I had good money in crypto, and I was really hoping, I was expecting to get to the 5-figure range. And five figures would have done me really well for a long time for trading props, and I would have had no pressure. I would have no pressure to try and get max allocation and try and not worry about, losing an account, because I could buy another one because I would have had funds. But then when crypto was tanking, and I'm not working, right? I had a plan, right? I had enough money through things. I did trips. I spent my money, and I don't regret that. I don't regret spending the money. I don't regret the trips I went on. I don't regret stuff like that. But somewhere along the line, money started to become a lot more stressful for me. Even though, again, I know where my meal is coming from. I'm very blessed that I can live with my parents and they buy food. I know where my meal is coming from. I know where I'm going to sleep at night. So I don't have any real pressure. I don't have any family to feed. I don't have any real pressure. But it's like I'm almost trying to keep on to this account because it's free, right? I can trade this account for after I paid the 150 activation fee. I no longer have to pay for this account ever, which is why it's so enticing to just trade low size and to just keep it as long as possible. But I think that that's what's causing me to just not really perform well, because I know I want to keep it so bad because it's free that I'm not holding my trades properly, because I don't accept the fact that I could lose on the trade, or I don't want to lose, 200, because if you lose 200 in a day, that's that's a tenth of your account, right? A tenth of the starting balance you're given is the $200. So if I had the freedom to know that I could fail easily, if I had the five figures that I was expecting from crypto, that's now 1/3 of that, right? And it's still just in crypto. It's not even in my bank, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. But when I had that kind of type of security, I was like, cool. If I and the five figures is just 10 grand. Like that was where I was close to it, and I was just gonna exit every position. I would take care to win $1 million. I had that in my head because it was a somewhat realistic target, and it was also nice enough to where I was gonna take the money out. And I was going to sit there, and if we take 10 grand, right? I was doing this math in my head, right? I was doing this math. 10 grand, right, from crypto, not that much. 1,000. Okay, 10 grand. That is how many combines? That is 200 combines. I'm not going through 200 combines, right? Times that by 50 to get that out of the way. Let's just take half of it, right? Divide by 2. Let's just say 5 grand is just what we want to. How many of that is activation fees, right? That's 33 activation fees, 5 grand. So I would have 33 attempts to activate my account. 33 attempts. I could activate an account 33 times, a funded account, right? And then this is where the math is really crazy. So if we had $5,000, so if we split half and half, how many attempts would I have to try and get funded? I would have 100 attempts. I would have 100 attempts to try and get funded, and I could afford to fund that account 30 times. So if we got 30 accounts, right, and even if we just barely did well, and we got $1,000 payout from one, then that $1,000 reimbursed, and then you start getting the ball rolling, right? I don't know where I'm kind of going with the exact math, but basically it's just like once you start getting confident, once you start max allocating, once you start copy trading, now you make 1,000 across all the accounts. That's 5 grand. That's literally like half of a lot, right? And you start rinsing, repeating. If you get 5 accounts passed and you pay for the activation fee, that's 1 grand, right? Because the crypto's down, because I spent money and I don't have money coming in, I don't have a grand, right? This YouTube check's gonna be nice in like 2 weeks from now, because that's gonna be $350 into my pocket, and I'm gonna take 50 of those dollars and I'm gonna buy a combine, right? I'm gonna buy a combine and I'm gonna trade it for a week, and I'm gonna trade it as if, or I'm gonna take the money from YouTube, because, and this is how I'm gonna go about things going on from now, is I'm gonna give myself, depending on how much I make from YouTube, right? Since I made $350, this is what I'm gonna do, man. And again, I'm lucky to do this because I don't have to worry about my food, my bills, anything like that. Like, I'm very blessed, right? So we take this $350, right? I'm gonna guarantee buy one combine and try and trade it for the week, and treat it like 1 week. because this is monthly, right? So I'm going to give myself 2 chances, or 1 chance for each month. 1 chance, or 2 chances to pass, right? 2 chances to pass the combine. $250 is left. If we pass the combine, that's $150 gone. We are now left with $100. Save that for taxes. Save that for whatever. Go out to eat, whatever. Do something, right? Buy clothing or something like that, right? Whatever. That's kind of how I'm going to do things, is give myself 2 chances on the combine. Or if I pass one, I'm not going to buy another combine. But use my YouTube to kind of keep funding myself. And I think that if I buy a combine, right? If we look at the way the months are structured, if I buy a combine to start next week and I trade it, right? And I give myself a week, if I try and pass or blow it in a week, right? We either pass or blow it, cool. And then we start again on the next one. This is $100 this week. That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks out of the 52 in the year. That's like of a portion of the year, right? Let's just do it. Divide by 2 equals 26. That's 1/26 of the year. 1 divided by 26. 3% of the year, or 4% of the year, right there, right? 4% of the year for, and then if I lose on these 2 weeks, then I'll just trade the XFA, and I'll trade it with 1 micro, or I'll trade it. I don't know. I'm trying to find a good plan. I'm kind of just rambling here. I'm pretty just frustrated with everything, but not going to lose hope, not going to lose the process, because I know that it's just going to take a small fix in my habits, in my executions, in my entries, and my confidence, and everything I want to happen will happen, right? If we just can focus on what we know works, right? What we know repeats, we'll be fine. It's just I need to hold my stops better. I need to hold my position better. If I lose, I like follow my rules, right? All the things I know to do. Once I allow myself the freedom to know that I can fail and it will be okay, I will start to prosper. I will start to succeed. Right now, I've been operating in a mindset of I can't fail. I can't blow this account. I can't afford another account. I don't know how many accounts I can afford right now. I don't know how many times I can start over. I don't know how many, right? I've been living in that state. This YouTube check will be double last month's YouTube check. Or not even double, but I'll go show you guys the analytics, right? Analytics, let's just go to the revenue. See more. If we go on the revenue here, I want to just go straight revenue. And this has always been cool to see. And even when I first started posting, first started making my few bucks, I was like, man, when I was still in the combine and making money off YouTube, I was like, man, if I just, because I would treat the combine to try and keep it for a month. But now I'm at the phase where I need to start trying to make money. I have the skill. I need to just start getting out of my way and make money, right? That I just need to prove that I can make money. So if we look at the months here, how do we do this? If we look at February, we made $243. March, we made $325. It was actually $350, but they tax you. YouTube is just greedy. It's really annoying because February is like $270. Like I don't know why they tax me like that. But April, we're right now at $117 on the 11th of April. So right now, this is an attempt, 2 attempts on a combine. We need to make another 130 to cover the activation fee, right? So if we want to have 2 attempts on a combine each month, and we want to be able to cover the activation fee, we need to make a minimum of $250 a month on YouTube. And then everything else is bonus money, right? That's kind of the mindset. So that means I'll always have a chance to be funded through YouTube for free, right? As long as I keep posting these videos, as long as I keep posting these YouTube videos, and as long as I keep getting the viewership, which is thanks to you guys, really, I will be able to give myself 2 chances each month to get funded. I will be able to, and then you trade that funded account until it's passed or failed. So I don't have to trade a combine until this account gets blown and this account gets blown or takes a payout from it. So I need to remove the fear of, can I afford this? I can. I clearly can. I'm not going to be able to afford 5 accounts, but I shouldn't even be trading 5 accounts because I don't need to be copy trading 5 accounts. I just need to trade 1 account because this 1 account, if I take this account and I have 5 green days and I take $500 payout, that's more money than I see in a month from YouTube. That's more money than I've ever seen from trading. That's all I need to worry about. As long as I'm coming out ahead on the month from YouTube covering, right? If we go to all time here, that's where it gets fun. All time, 2024, we made $500. I've already made in 2025 more money than I made all of that last time. So lifetime, I've made $1,500 from this channel, right? Obviously, you know, it's not just directly. Divide by 50 though. That paid for 30 combines. I've probably done 30 combines. I'm not really sure. We could check, but I don't want to leak any information. But this is nice, man. And as long as it keeps growing, like it's growing each month, right? Our biggest ever day was $26, which is great. That's literally half of a combine in one day on YouTube. I wish our RPM was nicer, right? I feel like it should be, but my whole point with this is that I need to break free of the limiting beliefs that I can't afford this because, again, yes, I'm losing money, right? If every month I spend, right, we're looking at $50 plus 50 plus 150, right? If we're looking at $250 a month trading, we're looking at that, right? Times that by 12, we're gonna lose $3,000 a year trading. But that's only if I pass one of the combines in 2 weeks, which I should. If I'm trading, and what I'll do is I'll trade the combine, and what are we gonna do? We're gonna trade the combine for 4 days. We're gonna risk $500 per trade, 1 trade a day. Go for 2-to-1s. Go for 1-to-1s, right? Try and pass it. Try and pass the combine. If you risk 500 and you make 1.5 on it, you only need to win 4 times to get the 3,000. So you just need to hit 2 R's, right? 500 times 2 times up by 3. You just need to win 3 days, 3 winning days in a row. I don't know the exact math I'm going to do on it, but maybe I even just risk 1,000 and go for 1 to 1.5, or who knows, right? Who knows what we're going to do? But my point being, and maybe I break it up into 2 weeks and I trade it as if I have 2 weeks. Because the only reason I'm going to be trading a combine is if I'm not funded. So that's even smarter. I'll trade a combine as if I have it for 2 weeks. Risk 500 per day, or risk 400 per trade, or something like that. Try and risk something per trade, and just trade well, and not worry about it, and not worry about if I lose the account. Not worry about, I'll figure out the exact risk, right? If I'm trying to keep it for 8 trading days, I need to allow myself 8 trading days. So divide that by 8. We can allow ourselves 250 a day, or 8 losses, 250 per trade. We could risk 250 per trade and risk 500 at max on a day. So we risk 1/4 of the day, because we shouldn't lose all the time. And I'm just kind of building these hypotheticals to show myself that I don't have to be worried about not being funded, because if I'm not being funded, I'm going to keep getting better at finding setups. I'm going to keep getting better at holding my trades, reading the market, all these things, and I'm doing this for free. Yes, I'm losing $250 a month, but that's what this channel is for. That's why I live at home with my parents, so I don't have to have bills. That's not why this channel is for, but that's what the channel revenue should be for. This channel revenue, I make it because I'm trading. I don't make it because of anything else. I make this money because I traded. So I'm going to allow myself to give myself the freedom to say, look, I can have 2 combines a month and still pass one and activate it. And I still come out ahead, and I'm still not losing money from my efforts, right? I'm still not going broke. I won't go broke. I won't run out of money. I won't be able to go on the trips or whatever, all these different things, but I'm not going to run out of money. I'm not going to be gaining much, but I'm going to be breaking even each month, if not making a slight profit, until it works, until I get that first payout. Then guess what happens? What's the process? As soon as we get a payout from this account or whatever account we get a payout from, we're going to try and get a minimum of $1,000 payout. We're going to try and get that account to $3,000, withdraw $1,000. Now we have a $2,000 buffer. We take the $1,000 and we spend every single dollar of the $1,000 trying to get more funding. And if that means we only pass 2 accounts, now we have 2 more accounts, and we trade those accounts. We try and get funded again. And then once I get a payout from that, the next account, then we start copy trading. And then we just build the process, right? I only need to break even each month until I can start making money, right? Until you're making money, until you're earning. Because until you're earning, it doesn't matter. If I made $500 a month from a prop firm, but that's all I made, it doesn't matter. Like, the $500 is not going to set you up for your life. You're not going to be able to live for $500. So build the steps, build the process until you're doing what you want to be doing and making the money you want to be making. And I know I can. So I need to just remind myself that if I lose my account, it's not the end of the world. I just buy a new one. And I keep doing that. I give myself 2 chances a month on a combine. Instead of spending a whole month on a combine, treating it like it's my pride and joy, like I can't lose this, I don't want to spend another 50. No, I give myself 2 weeks. And guess what happens? If you lose the combine before the 2 weeks, I trade paper. I trade paper for the next, until the 2 weeks. And that's my system. That's going to be it's going to have to be the system, because I need a plan. I need a legitimate plan that I can follow, that doesn't stress me out, that doesn't make me feel like I have no money, that doesn't make me feel like I'm going to run out of money. Because right now it's like, okay, what if I lose this account one day? It's not going to happen, but if I lose this account and I have to go back to the drawing board, and what if I over leverage on the first day? And what if I do? I have a plan now. Honestly, making this video is great because it's helped me out a lot for mental clarity. I have a plan. I have an exact plan of what to do. I trade. I'm gonna take this Express account, and I'm gonna risk $200 per trade. $200 per trade. $150 to $200 per trade. I'm gonna target at least 1-to-1s. I'm gonna try and do my absolute best. That's all I can do is try my best. I'm gonna give myself two losses on the day, right? So we can maximum lose $400. That means we have 5 losing days on this account, 5 straight. What does it mean though if I'm risking 200? It means that if I make a 1-to-1 or more, I have a winning day. And if I get 5 of them, I can get a payout eventually. And if I hit a 2R, I made $400 that day, right? And that's going to be the plan. And if it fails, it fails. Because guess what? We have another system in place. If I lose an Express account, I start a combine. And I start a combine, and I have 2 weeks on that combine. If I pass it before the 2 weeks, great. If I fail it before the 2 weeks, fine. I'm not going to start another one. I'll force myself to demo trade for the remainder of that 2-week period. And that's going to be my process. That's going to be my process, because I make the money from YouTube, right? 2 combines a month is $100, and if you pass, it's activation fee. I'm making enough to cover that on YouTube now. I will break even minimum. Worst case scenario, if I don't make a single dollar trading next month, I will break even. I won't go broke. I won't run out of money. I don't need to have the stress of money on me anymore, because now that I've never sat here and actually broke down this problem for myself. And that's why this has been a great video for me. And that's why this channel is literally just for me to document the journey and work through things. Because people don't talk about risk management. People don't talk about how to really do this, because they're not in your shoes. You guys aren't sitting in my shoes with my bank account, with how much money I have left, and in my exact position. Some of you guys are in different positions, have less money, have more money. We're not all in the same spot, so one size doesn't fit all. We have to find something for ourselves that we can get behind, that can make us feel confident. And I've never spent the time to really break down, what am I afraid of? I'm afraid of losing the account, because I'm afraid of having to pay more money. But then now that I can break down the ideas and where the money's going, and what I can do, I can realize now, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's not I don't care how much money I spend on a prop firm until I start succeeding, because guess what? You just have to go work, or you have to make money on something, or like the YouTube money that I'm pulling in, right? I don't care. I don't care if I spend $1,000, another $1,000 to don't make money, because eventually, because you're making money to supplement your trading, and you're making money to fund your trading. Because again, I don't have family, I don't have kids, I get to live at home. I know where my food's coming from. I don't have to worry about that. So I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate, right? So I don't need money, because I'm learning this skill to make money. I'm learning this skill to eventually make money. Until I quit trading or succeed at trading, I'm doing this to make money. So I don't need to be worried about where is all my money, how much money can I make right now? Because I'm not stacking for personal. I'm not trying to stack bread forever and build generational wealth right now. I'm trying to learn the skill of trading. So I don't care if I'm down $10,000 and that first $1,000 is going to be my first $1,000. Yes, I'll be down money, but it will be my first $1,000, because it'll be my first $1,000, because you got to pay out from the market, and then guess what? And then you reinvest it, and then eventually you copy trade 5 accounts, and you're making $1,000 a day, and you're getting payouts every week, and then now you're no longer funding your trading from your job or from YouTube or whatever, and now you're funding your trading from your trading, and now you're profitable. That's the process, that's the plan, and it feels a lot better to kind of work through that on this video and kind of talk myself through that, like a little therapy session for myself, because I've been so afraid to lose these accounts that's made me just trade horrible. And if I can go into this account, I need to come into the account with the mindset of, I do not care if I lose this account. I'm going to stick to my plan, because I know that if I take my trades, I risk 150 to 200 each trade. That means I'm going to lose a maximum of 400 on the day and a minimum of 300. I know exactly. The worst case scenario is 300 or 400, the worst, right? But I know that if I hit one trade that's a 2 risk reward, it covers the worst possible day of losing. And then if you hit a 3R, 4R, 5, whatever you hit, or if you hit a 1R, you cover 1 loss, right? Whatever the case may be, I know for a fact my worst day is $300 to $400 loss. My best day will cover my loss on the whole day. And if I come in with no fear and I look for my setup and I execute, I don't need to be afraid of, if I lose 5 days in a row and I lose account, who cares? Because I can afford another combine. And then I can afford another combine after that one if I fail that one. And then if I pass the second one, I can start it. And then on the combine, I don't have to be so afraid. I can risk 400 per trade or 300 per trade, right? Or whatever it is. We can do that in the combine because because we can. And then if we pass the combine, we start the activation fee, we do the same thing. We come in again, risking 200 per trade. And we're not afraid. We have to remove the shackles of fear. I have to remove the shackles of fear that have been put on me by whatever force is trying to keep me unprofitable and keep me scared and keep me not holding my trades well. I have to remove those fears. That's all it is that's holding me back, is fear. It's fear. I know what I'm looking for. I know my strategy works. I know I can consistently find good trades. But why do I hesitate on a trade? Because I'm afraid, what if that one loses though? And then it works. And then why do I FOMO into a trade and chase it? Because, oh my gosh, what if this one works now and I just saw that one work earlier and I didn't take it now? It's all fear. It's all fear. All my mistakes come down to fear of money, fear. I have to let go. I have to let go of fear. That's the plan. Go join the free Discord, man. We're gonna talk a lot of stuff, man, because then I can we're gonna do live trading sessions. I've made my mind up that we are not gonna full port this, but we're obviously gonna take a $200 trade. We're gonna risk the remainder of the balance on the next A+ setup with FC, and I'll be live trading that in my Discord. I'll be live trading it. We're not going to full port it. We're not going to just go in with one contract and try and risk 10 points. We're going to go in, and if we take a setup, like if we see this setup right here, we saw this setup, where was it? Let's just say that this was our setup here. We got a change of state delivery, and we were going to put our stop at the low. We were going to risk this much, right? We were going to risk $200, 67 points. Calculator. 220 divided by 67 points. So we can risk so we would be able to only take it with the micro. So we would have full ported that thing with the micro, and we already got it, right? Whatever. That's basically my plan. I'm going to not give up on this account. But if we do lose this account, we're going to go in. We're going to start trading $200 per trade, 150, 200. Try and get that range. And we're going to go from there, man. We're going to go from there. And we're not going to be afraid anymore. And we're going to hold our trades. And we're going to do it. And we're going to get better. And we're going to continue to do better. We're going to continue to just be better. And I'm really excited for that because today was frustrating. This video is coming out later, obviously, because it's one, a long video, and also two, it took me a long time. I lost this trade a long time ago. I lost this trade at 11 o'clock. It took me a whole hour to even just want to talk on the video because I was just so frustrated and so just whatever. And again, it's just, it all comes back down to fear of it all. This is a beautiful trade. I just want to point this out real quick. This is a beautiful trade. We had this 5-minute order block we came back down to. We had this 1-minute inversion right here with a fair value gap below, with low resistance liquidity here, right? You could have got this thing and it would have printed. It could have closed here. You could have got in here. Stop below here, 45 points. Bada bing, bada boom, 100-point winner. Winner. Right? Beautiful trade. And that's what keeps us showing back up to market is beautiful trades, right? That's why we keep showing back up every day, is because we know it's there. We know it's possible. I know it's possible. I know I can do it. I just have to continue getting better each and every day. And we have to remove the fears, remove our self-limited beliefs, and we will succeed. So we're fine, right? If we lose these accounts, I think we also hold so much attachment to being funded, to being able to maybe make money. And again, I hold a lot of weight of the fact that these are free and I don't have to pay. And I paid my money on these accounts and now I don't have to pay anymore. I take a lot of pride in that. But I need to let go of the fact of spending money, not spending money, and just trade. Just trade what I see, trade what I know, and start doing better. And then honestly, risking a little bit more per trade will be a little bit more freeing because you'll make more and it'll feel like, okay, cool, we just made $400 today on a two risk reward. We're gonna close the trades down. That's $400, right? I made $350 posting a video every single day and getting views. And it took a year to get here on trading TikTok or on trading YouTube, and it took 5 minutes on the NQ chart. So that's the eye opener there. Join the Discord if you want to be part of the free community. If not, it is what it is, man. It doesn't really bother me. It will always be in the description of the video, and it'll always be in my channel description. Also, links to Twitter and the new TikTok is also linked as well. So I love and appreciate all you guys. Really happy to make this video today, right before the weekend. Go outside, do something fun this weekend. Tell somebody you love them, and just have a great time, man. I really appreciate all the love and support. Let me know how your guys' week did. 90% sure it was better than mine. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I really, really do appreciate all the support. I genuinely. It's mind-blowing that we have 4,000 subscribers. I still can't believe it. But yeah, already long enough, man. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe live trading in the Discord. I'll let the Discord know, obviously, when I plan to go live. But again, man, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.